So I'm hoping this is a refresher about overloading. In overloading, the function names are exactly the same, but the parameters are all different. So in this example, this is legit code. C++ will be happy with it. One other feature it can have is have different number of parameters as well. As long as the parameter list is just slightly different from each of the other versions, you're going to be okay. That's how when we went into strings and we talked about all the string functions, there was like 5 or 6 different find functions that we can use. All of them had different parameters in some way that distinguished each of them. Even though they all shared the same name, they all had some distinguishing feature when it came to the parameter set. So let's explore this. So let's look at the overall setup here. In the main, you can tell I'm calling 3 functions. Now, how do you know it's a function I'm calling? Number 1, I'm not using an equal sign, but I have parentheses behind it. You also know that I'm passing in a value because literally it's inside of those parentheses, and that's going to get passed into, well, the parentheses of the actual function itself. Now, how does this work out? Notice all the names are exactly the same, but the values that I'm putting in there definitely aren't. So first, when we get function 98, the compiler is going to look at all 3 options that we have. Is 98 an integer? Most likely. Is it a character? No. Is it a double? No, not really. There's not a point or something else behind it. So it's going to be an integer. So it's going to match. It really goes through all 3 and matches what is the best match. And that is going to go ahead and call function number 1. The next one, get function 12.3. It's going to do the exact same thing. Is 12.3 an integer? Not really. Is it a character? Definitely not. Is it a double? Yeah. So it'll go ahead and call function number 3. And the last one I think you can figure out. But notice each time it scans through all of the functions that are named exactly the same, but then it looks at the parameter set and makes a decision from there. This is the same thing that your overloaded cout is going to do because there's the old and new version, but we'll show that again here in a moment.